Hey everybody, Josh Lupresto, VP of Sales Engineering here at Telarus, coming to you for Season 2, Race to the Summit. And today with part of our engineering deep dive, I'm with Zoom and Channel Solutions Engineer Ken Westermann. Ken, welcome, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, Josh. Pleasure to be here.
So let's jump in. Let's learn a little bit about you. Tell me about kind of your role and your history in this space, and then let's get into the Zoom overview.
Yeah, sure. So as you mentioned, I'm Ken Westerman. I'm the solution engineer for the channel program here, supporting the master agent community. I've been in the industry now for about 13 years, and with Zoom for about 7 months, give or take. Joined right prior to the pandemic coming on. So overview of Zoom. So what don't you guys know about Zoom, right? So, we were founded in 2011. We've got about 3,500 employees, give or take, with 19 colo data centers across the globe today. We were built from the ground up. So we own our whole stack, and we are a truly, unified communications platform in that respect. I don't know if you were on or attended Zoomtopia at all or not last week, but we announced that we'll have about 3 trillion annualized meeting minutes based on our numbers so far. We have also, we launched the GA of Zoom Phone back about 22 months ago, and we'll have about 500,000 users added so far this year, which to me is absolutely phenomenal. And pairing with that, we've got 42 countries live today for native dialing with Zoom Phone.
Good stuff. So part of this, the dive here, right? The engineering view, and obviously people know who you are, they know the name, but the goal here is to help partners differentiate. If a customer says, I want to look at X versus Y, or maybe Y versus Z, Y, Z. Talk to me about how you feel Zoom is differentiated in the UCaaS market.
Yeah, sure. So, I think you're right? Most people understand Zoom as the verb that's let's go Zoom and whatever, right? People using Zoom now for the past 6-7 months for happy hours, weddings, I think Emmy award shows, other crazy things like that too, right? But Zoom is so much more than that, right? As a true enterprise cloud player, we do offer a platform. It's a unified application platform for phone, video meetings, chats, but also webinar and Zoom rooms, right? So for us, that's that full stack. And I think, owning that full stack gives us the ability to innovate kind of on the fly, being able to GA something 22 months ago with Zoom Phone, but then be in 42 countries in that same 22-month period. We've also released something around 350 roughly, features for Zoom Phone over that time. And we've got another release coming out in November, which will be about 50 more features, which include things like, intelligent call routing, auto attendance, secure HD voice, but also all kinds of integrations, right? Things like Salesforce.com with 365, G Suite, and also things like Teams coming out in the very near future.
Good stuff. Let's talk about some of the technical capabilities. So what are some things that you see from an engineering perspective on the technical side of Zoom that might get overlooked from somebody else?
Yeah, so I think technically speaking, well, again, looking at kind of the whole platform itself, I think, technically speaking, our architecture on the back end, I think, is a big thing that people tend to overlook because it just works. I think Zoom, people don't understand quite, how we differentiate from, leveraging a distributed network, from that standpoint, where you're riding the public area net to our first hop and then kind of backboarding all the way back to us, how we do our media routing, how we have our own proprietary compression technology. Those things I think are definitely overlooked because Zoom just works. But I think also it's overlooked that Zoom is a really easy to use product. And I tell this story to my aunts, but my grandfather's 96 and I haven't seen him since the pandemic broke out. And about 5-6 months ago, I sent him a camera and got him set up on Zoom, and I thought, well, this might be a disaster. But within about 30 seconds, we were actually Zooming and talking and having a great fun experience with a 96-year-old person. So to me, that ease of use is really, I think, what's overlooked sometimes too. And then looking at the back end from an admin standpoint, it's simple, it's easy, it's I won't use the word sexy, but maybe I guess I just did, but like it's it's sexy to use because it's just there in the back end, right? You can add users, take them away, manage it all from one platform, and that scalability helps, as you're onboarding new people. I think, and that's some of the things are definitely overlooked with Zoom.
Love it. Let's talk about Microsoft Teams. I mean, partners we're in opportunities. Customers are using 365. And everybody wonders kind of where the line of demarc is. So talk to me about how does Zoom work with Microsoft Teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think let's be honest, right? Teams is a great collaboration platform for internal use, right? You've got a great platform for doing those things, but I think people recognize that the Teams definitely isn't the external communications tool that you want to have. And so, Zoom looks at it as kind of best of breed of both worlds, right? You've got Teams out there that can do the, but then Zoom has and offers a bot for our Zoom meetings application. So now you can leverage Zoom meetings from your Teams application to communicate with the outside world. And we're also right now in beta for a cross launch from the Microsoft Teams chat application. So whether you're one-on-one chat, one-on-many chat, or wanting to leverage your AD out of Azure, you can still then launch the Zoom phone to get the best of the collaboration tool with Zoom, and then the best of the media, or the best of the internal collaboration tool with Teams.
Good stuff. Let's go back. Let's go to Zoom Phone for a second. What are all the deployment options somebody has for Zoom Phone?
Yeah, sure. So, Zoom Phone, as I mentioned, right, it's a really easy to use backend administrative tool. So, some customers opt, if they're smaller, to deploy it themselves. We have, great options for our support.zoom.us or YouTube videos to kind of walk you through how to set up your SSO or SCAM or uploading a user. But Zoom also offers a professional services team. So, for those larger customers that want to have a professional services, arm help them. Zoom is there to do that. And we offer a PSO team, during that sales process to help scope it out with you, but you'll get a PM, an engineer, an reporting specialist to kind of help you guide you to that migration program. But then also, if you understand what Zoom has done with Zoom Rooms from an integrator standpoint, Zoom is also launching a Zoom Phone integrator program towards the end of this year, let's say like December timeframe, that will allow partners to get certified to deploy Zoom Phone only for their customers, but also for other customers as well. You'll be part of that point, Zoom's portal, and then customers can search you out to do the installations for them.
Cool, that's good stuff. Let's talk about. People love to hear about kind of the integrations with regard to UCaaS and contact center and who's tied in and how that benefits and what the differentiators are. So let's jump to that. If I'm bringing you a customer, if I'm now a Zoom customer and I need contact center, what are my options?
Yeah, so Zoom has partnered with who Gartner believes are the top 5 in the Magic Quadrant in Five9, Genesys, Nice and Contact, Talkdesk, and Twilio. So today we have bidirectional NNIs with the 5 of them that allows us to kind of enhance that CCaaS and then UCaaS experience with them, right? So, we directly route over our private network via these peering connections. So we're, kind of guaranteeing that QoS. There's automatic call routing on the back end, efficiency with the call routing, but also we have the ability to, pass data back and forth for, cradle to grave reporting, right? So at the same time, you're not losing anything coming to Zoom with that. You actually have the ability to still see when a call hits Zoom, hand it off to Nice and Contact, back to Zoom. That information is all there for you to kind of harvest out and give to your customers.
Good stuff. It's a lot of good integrations. Talk to me about. Let's talk about a win. Give me a customer. We don't have to throw the name out, but an opportunity that you came into. Why were you brought in? What did the environment look like before? And then what happened after, right? After you guys put the solution in place?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of wins for Zoom recently, right? But, one I can talk about is a company called World Fuel Services. So they're one of the largest providers of fuel on the planet. And, for them, they had a whole bunch of acquisitions over the course of a couple of year window. And through that, these mergers and acquisitions, they had about 5,000 employees on multiple different PBXs and multiple different video deployment systems. And so, they started looking around, a little bit of shadow IT, brought Zoom in and kind of tested Zoom out from a video standpoint, and realized after using it that the video tool was fantastic for their users across the globe. And also they realized that we had a Zoom Phone platform as well. And so, we did a POC with them and they loved it. And so they ended up, buying on with Zoom. And through that, the benefits to them were, amazing, right? They were able to offer more, agility to their users. So now they could choose licenses kind of as they wanted to for these users, whether they happen to be on a cargo ship or they were running office. They had that ability to choose and be agile. They had the ability to have unparalleled reliable services, with our 19 data centers. Right now, these people, they're global. I think they were in 43 or 44 countries. So now they had no worries about, will they be able to connect? Will they have good connection, good service? Of course, cost savings was a huge thing for them. I forget what they say, they're something in the 40, 50 percentile range with what they were saying, which is fantastic and phenomenal. Great flexibility to choose whether they're sitting at a desk, on their mobile device or on their laptop. Local management was a big thing for them. But again, I think it was also like getting the insights for them. One of the problems they had was that, a lot of times they'd have problems with connectivity somewhere, but they wouldn't know what was causing those problems. Zoom's dashboards with meetings and with phone help you determine and decipher relatively quickly if the problem is Zoom's or your ISP, or even just your end user not having a proper headset set up or the camera turned on as well. So we gave them a whole bunch of new tools that help them troubleshoot effectively. And so with that, they became their deployment was really quick and fast, but also incredibly happy with how Zoom helped them kind of collaborate and bring all this under one roof.
I love it. Good story. And those tools too. I mean, that I can't tell you how many times that comes up in a customer conversation, right? When something happens right now, what do you do when there's an audio problem? Everybody goes like this. And just assumes, oh, it's the wireless, oh, it's the whatever. But to have a quantifiable way to investigate that is just a huge added seller. So I love that. That's good stuff.
And the nice thing too, Josh, it's free, right? That's part of the application platform. There's no additional cost to you, right? So you're buying onto Zoom, and that's part of what Zoom is offering to you as a customer. So there's no, do I have to go to this service or go here to buy that? No, it's just log into the application itself, go into your dashboard, and there it is for you.
Easy. Love it. So as we wrap and we kind of look to the future, what's next? I mean, partners are going to watch this, right? And they're going to remember all the things we're talking about now. But for deals that are coming, as they're building out the pipeline over the next 3 to 9 months, what would you like to share about feature, product enhancements, integrations, expansions? I'll leave it to you to kind of tell me what should we look for in the future from Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still really excited from Zoomtopia last week, and Zoomtopia was a great way for us to showcase all the innovation we've done over the last year. But understanding that innovation is really in the DNA of what Zoom is, and Zoom is trying to constantly think outside of the box and think one step ahead of the competition, but also one step ahead of the customer base. We're all facing challenges today with working from home or the hybrid working or situation, whatever it happens to be, and so Zoom is constantly looking to figure out that's going to be. I mean. In July, we launched a Zoom for Home category to help people better adapt to working at home more often. We launched, on Zoom recently to help customers, try to monetize what they're doing on Zoom. We released, if you haven't seen it, it's a great YouTube video called Reentering the Office that Zoom put out there a few weeks ago. But it kind of helps to showcase what Zoom is doing as we move back into the office with virtual receptionists, with the ability to take temperatures and report that back in through some kind of a webhook, so you can actually display that on boards outside of conference rooms, so you can see how many people are inside, what their temperature is, and et cetera. We're really looking at trying to innovate and keep pushing that, virtual portion of things that are happening along. We also released Zaps just recently, actually during our Zoomtopia, which is, kind of the best of breed in apps from a Zoom experience. So now you can, help improve productivity and create more engaging experiences for your customers. And then I think also just looking back at Zoom Phone for a second, we're FedRAMP today, but increasing that FedRAMP moving forward. We're going to HIPAA compliance with that and sometime in December as well. So I think Zoom Phone becomes a much more powerful tool from that FedRAMP standpoint, but also we look at all the integrations that we're bringing into it as well with Zoom Meeting and Zoom Phone and Zoom Room. So I think ultimately it's that constant innovation or kind of pushing through and kind of trying to push the envelope really far with what that's going to look like.
Great stuff. Awesome. And there is remind me, there's a publicly available link too. You guys have got a great marketplace that shows what some of your integrations, remind me that URL if anybody wants to go look up what some of those integration possibilities are.
Yeah, it's just marketplace.zoom.us.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome, man. Great stuff. Ken, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the time today, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Josh. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, guys.
Hey everybody, wrapping up another video here today with Ken Westermann, Channel Solution Engineering for Zoom as part of Season 2, Race to the Summit. Go in there and check it out. Thanks everybody.